So let's talk about School Days.
A review of School Days.
The anime School Days.
The anime School Days, or as I like to call it, Toradora the Untold Stories.
School Days.
School Days.
Talking about in this discussion comment was that we might be misunderstood about School Days, and School Days might actually be possibly one of the most cleverly created animes ever.
There's been a lot of mixed opinions about the anime School Days, and since I recently finished watching it, I decided to make a video about it. School Days is an anime that came out in 2007 and it's known for its infamous ending. The anime starts off by introducing the main characters, Makoto and Kotonoha. Makoto saw Kotonoha on a train and instantly fell in love with her. Makoto's friend Sekai soon finds out about his crush on Kotonoha and decides to help him go with her. Sekai soon becomes friends with Kotonoha and Makoto ends up having lunch with them. Later in the episode, Makoto confesses to Kotonoha, and that's basically how the first episode ends. Nothing really happens in the next few episodes. We learn that Kotonoha is afraid of males, which means Makoto won't be able to do any sexual things with her yet. And since Makoto was a horny teenager, he asked Sekai if she can practice doing stuff with him. Kotonoha soon finds out that Makoto is cheating on her, but doesn't end up doing anything about it. After that, Makoto started fucking more and more girls, while dating Kotonoha and Sekai at the same time. Kotonoha soon became mentally unstable because of this, and that's basically the plot of School Days. Now let's talk about what I think about School Days. I fucking hate it. None of the characters were likable, and most of the plot were pretty generic. But there's actually a part of me that thinks School Days might be one of the best written animes of all time. In my opinion, it's extremely difficult to make the audience feel emotional with things like anime or TV shows. And whenever they do succeed, they're often praised for it. Some examples are Clannad, Anohana, and Your Lie in April. You can also say the same thing about most antagonists in anime. They're often extremely annoying and end up doing messed up stuff, but they're still liked by most of the audience. People like these shows and characters because they made them emotional, even though it's a negative emotion. School Days does the same thing, but instead of getting praised, it's heavily hated instead. So what's the difference between School Days and those shows? With animes like Your Lie in April, you can look back at it and say that even though it made you sad, it was still a good experience watching it. The difference is that, instead of making you sad, School Days pisses you off. Like I said before, whenever an anime makes you feel emotional in any type of way, it's usually a good thing. But School Days is just so dislikable to the point where you can't even say anything positive about it. It's kinda like seeing someone you hate doing something cool. Like you know what they did was cool, but you don't want to admit it because you hate them. I also think some people are afraid to even think that School Days is good because it's disliked by most people, kinda like Ero Manga Sensei. So overall, I really don't know if School Days is good or not. Even if it is good, I think I just hate it too much to even admit it. But one thing I can admit is that seeing the ending after watching all these fucked up people doing fucked up things is the most satisfying thing ever. I honestly think it's worth watching the first 11 episodes of School Days just to see the ending. And that's basically all I have to say about School Days.
Sekai.